Anthony Hartwig here with a Cardinal Mooney girls lacrosse player profile. Ella Szalay joining us for the second year in a row. And Ella, thank you so much for hopping on with us again and talking more about this great lacrosse team.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
We thought last year's season went well for you guys, and it definitely did. But you've kind of one upped it so far this year, as you've taken not just the success, but you've also planted a flag this year as the best lacrosse team in the area when you've swept the whole local series. I know that was a goal coming in. Talk about what that means to you guys.
It means everything. We did have a good season last year, winning record, but we did not expect the outcome of this season being 13-3 right now and heading into playoffs. We've always struggled against Canfield and being able to beat them not once but twice this year. It just meant everything and all of our hard work paid off.
You're a senior this year, and one of the things we ask all of our seniors is, what's it been like to kind of deal with the emotions that senior year brings, to navigate the idea that it's your last go around with Mooney, and to try to navigate all those feelings?
You completely cut out.
Said we ask all of our seniors what it's been like this senior year to go through all the emotions that senior year can bring.
Um, it's very emotional. I'm an emotional person, but lacrosse just being like my life the past 4 years. I've had a great season. I've been super happy. I mean, it's the happiest few months of the year for me, but having to leave these girls and leave Coach Tony and McKenna, it's gonna be hard. I'm not prepared to say goodbye.
And when we talk to seniors, they kind of handle it differently. Some seniors have it sink in really quick that it's their last year, and some seniors it doesn't sink into the last game. Where are you on that scale? Has it sunk in yet that you're a senior?
Um, I don't think so. We had senior night a few days ago and it kind of hit me, but then I was like, okay, wait, like this isn't our last game. Like I still have a few games to play, so I don't have to say goodbye yet. But I also think like knowing that I'm not done with the sport and like I have 4 more years ahead of me, I think it's kind of helped me like not be super sad.
You're one of the more experienced players on this roster that is bringing a lot of youth and a lot of players that are trying lacrosse for maybe the first or second year this year. What's it been like blending the experience that you guys do have with some of the girls that are obviously bringing in the first year experience and trying the sport for the first time?
It's definitely not as frustrating and hard as I expected it to be. A lot of the newer girls do come to me to like help them with their fundamental skills, and I just enjoy like seeing how much they're able to grow in such a short period of time from not knowing anything to then going on the field and just executing their skills perfectly.
With all the things you've been able to accomplish, you're obviously a role model to these younger girls. They come to you, they ask you for advice. What's that been like for you, being someone that's looked up to?
Oh, it means everything. I always feel like I am said to be a good leader on and off the field, and seeing these younger and not so experienced girls come to me and ask for help, it just makes me feel good.
You were asked to be a pretty big leader last year too, just as a junior. But last year was the same kind of boat. There were a lot of girls that were trying out lacrosse for the first time that have fallen in love with the sport now in their second year this year. How important was last year into this year when you think about your leadership?
I think it was a huge factor coming into this year just because it gave me more confidence knowing that last year people were already looking up to me as a junior, and even some of like the seniors from last year came to me for help. And now going into it this year, I feel like it just gave me more confidence on and off the field, knowing that so many people look up to me and I know that I need to have a good role and lead a huge impact.
It's not just your last time with your teammates, it's also the last time with your coaches that I know mean the world to you. We've talked about Coach Shaheen with every player we've brought on. From your perspective, what's it meant to be coached by her and to be led by her for the last 4 years?
I could not ask for a better coach. She not only pushes us to be the best versions of ourselves on the field, but also off the field. She makes sure that she just connects with us on a different level. And she is definitely very competitive. And I feel like that's reflected onto us. But it's just so much fun with her, and I'm going to miss her a lot.
What's one thing that maybe people that only go to games don't know about her that you think that they should?
Oh gosh. Honestly, like how competitive she is it's so funny. Or a lot of people don't know she is a third grade teacher, and so we'll be in practice and she almost has to like dumb down the instructions for us, and she like puts on her teacher mode and acts like we're her students. It's so funny.
When you think about role models that you've had in your life, obviously, I think Coach Shaheen would probably be one of them. Who are some other people that you think that have molded you into the leader that you are today?
Definitely Coach Shaheen and McKenna, our assistant coach. Also my sister, she played when she was in high school, and she always just threw the ball with me in the backyard. And my parents and all of the other players' parents for just always being at the games and cheering us on.
Last year we asked you about your journey with lacrosse and falling in love with the sport. Now going into this year, you're officially going to be a college lacrosse player. Have you felt the love for the sport grow even more as you've gone on to deeper into your high school career?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it was always soccer was like my main sport growing up, and then once I got to high school and started playing lacrosse, I was like, wow, like I really like it. Like I started thinking about maybe I will play in college, and now that I have officially committed to BW, I have just grown to appreciate the sport so much more, and I'm like investing myself and time a lot more into it now that I know that I have to dedicate myself for the next 4 years to the sport. But I'm super happy that I made the decision, and I fall in love with the sport each day.
Was there a moment where you kind of realized where this could be a college, level thing where I can make it as a college lacrosse player?
I don't know if there's like an exact moment, but I feel like at the end of last year, I was thinking, I was like, hey, like next season, like that's my last year playing. And it just like was so uneasy with me. And I was like, there's no way that I'm only gonna spend like one more season playing. So then I started looking into it, and I was like, yeah, I think I need to play for a few more years.
You have your home locked down. You're going to be at Baldwin Wallace for the next 4 years, a part of their lacrosse program. What was it about that campus, about that program, that made you feel like that's where you wanted to be home for the next 4 years?
So it was my first visit. I went to a few different schools, and BW was the first visit. And as soon as I stepped on campus, I don't know how to explain it. My parents always ask me, they're like, why, like, what made you feel this way? And I was like, I genuinely don't know. But as soon as I stepped on campus, I was like, this just feels right. And then I met the coaches and I met the players, and it was just such a welcoming and nurturing campus and like community that I just knew that it was the perfect fit for me.
You're going to go there to play lacrosse. Talk about what you're going to go there to study and what career path you hope to get yourself into after you graduate college.
Yeah, so I plan on majoring in nursing. My mom's a nurse and my dad's a doctor, so I feel like being exposed to that career path has always kind of guided me to nursing. Um, I'm not sure what like specific field of nursing.
Mm.
I'm very interested in like the medical form of injections and stuff. So hopefully further down the line, and once I do my clinicals and stuff, I figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life, but I'm not too concerned right now.
When you think about growing up with people that were heavy in the medical field, your dad a doctor, your mom a nurse, was there ever like were they pushing you towards medical, or is that something that you think you completely fell into on your own and you made that your own decision that you wanted to follow in their footsteps?
Yeah, no, I don't think they ever pushed me to go anywhere near the medical field. I just was drawn towards it. Um, and once I was diagnosed with diabetes and having
Mm.
to deal with that and being exposed to that side of the medical field, I feel like that definitely influenced my path to go that way for sure.
Once you made that decision that that's what you wanted to do and you wanted to go down that path, how much advice did you ask for? I mean, obviously your mom went through nursing school, she's been through it all. How much advice and how much of her brain were you able to kind of pick and try to decide what you're going to be going through in the next 4 years plus to become a nurse?
Yeah, no, I definitely had my moments of freaking out just because being a student athlete is definitely a lot of time consuming just I mean I'm nervous, but I'm prepared. But no, I definitely have asked my mom like what I need to expect. And my sister, she's also on the pre-med track right now, so I had a few talks with her just with time management and some motivation and reassurance to make sure that I am able to do this for the future.
In last year's profile, we talked about your diabetes and what it was like to navigate that with the sport. But for new fans or people that didn't see last year's profile, go into that part of your journey and what it's been like to navigate that, and how it's kind of impacted, your ability to get through adversity on the field.
Yeah, so it's almost been 5 years since I was diagnosed. And at first, I was like, I didn't know much about it. So I was scared. I was like, am I going to still be able to play sports? Like, how is this going to affect me on the field? And I've just been able to figure out what is right and what works for me. So, I mean, there are moments like a few games ago. I was about to go take the draw to start the game, and I was shoving gummy bears down my throat because I was low. And I was like, okay, like I'm usually pretty good about figuring out like if I'm low or not. But I mean, you can't really predict what happened. So it was kind of funny because I had my mouth guard in and I was chewing my gummy bears. The ref was like, "Are you okay? Like you can take a moment." I was like, "No, this is not stopping me from. I'm fine."
Emergency gummy bears, gotta have
Yeah.
them. What's the favorite color of gummy bear? Do you have a favorite color?
I like like clear ones. I think they're like
Mm.
pineapple. I like those ones.
Talk about how embracing your teammates have been going through this. Obviously, they're with you on that journey. What has it been like to have a sisterhood with the lacrosse team to go with you through trying to navigate diabetes and be an elite athlete?
Yeah, they are just so supportive and they're always making sure I'm okay. If they hear like my alarm go off on my phone, they all like stop and freak out and make sure I need anything. Um, Sophia Ratuno always makes sure that because Lena, her sister, she would always have a lifesaver in her sock during games in case I went low. And so Sophia was like, I can do that. Like if you need me to like put something in my shoe, I'll do that for you. But the gummy bears were actually Kendall Scriber's because I usually have stuff with me, but she's like, no, take my gummy bears. They're right here. Like, just eat them. Like, you can have them. So they're always super cautious and make sure I'm okay. And it just shows like how much they truly do love and support me.
A lifesaver for a lifesaver. That's
Yeah.
You guys are like on tap with the metaphors there. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about the personality of this lacrosse team. This is our fourth player profile so far of the team, and we've gotten a good image of kind of what goes on inside this team and how silly you guys are. Talk about from your perspective what it's like to be a part of a team that really knows how to have fun and knows how to take things seriously for sure, but never takes things to the point where you can't have fun anymore.
Yeah, no, it's funny from my point of view because I tend to be the one that tries to stay more serious in serious situations, which we all know when to be serious and not to. But I do have my moments where I show my weird side. But the entire team, it's so funny. Like I wish we had just a camera following us around during practice, during games in the locker room because the dance moves or the things we say are just so out of pocket and random. Like Alyssa Ray and Sophia Ratuno, put those two in a room together, and it's the funniest thing you'll ever see.
Do you think being on this team has helped you be more of a loose athlete? Like you said, you're always trying to take things pretty seriously, always trying to be super focused. You're an elite athlete, you're going to the next level. But as being on this team kind of made you realize that it's still a game and you're still allowed to be out there and have fun?
100%. I will like get mad at myself if we go in the huddle after a play and they'll all see like they're like, Ella, just like loosen up, you're fine. And then they'll crack a joke or something. I'll be like, okay, like it's not that serious. It's not the end of the world. So it's definitely has taught me to not take everything so serious and just have fun while playing the game.
You've been able to accomplish so much, not just on the lacrosse field, but in the school system as well. So I'm wondering when you graduate, when you're handed that diploma, you're able to get real reflective on everything you've done as a high school student. What are going to be some of the things that you're the most proud of, the things that you've been able to accomplish?
Um, oh gosh, I don't even want to think about getting my diploma. It's like scary. Um, I did finish top 10 in my class, so that was exciting and I'm proud of myself for that. and having honor roll all 4 years. Um, I don't know. I just think not even academic wise and athletic wise, I just hope that I left a good impact and like when I come back, people like know that she was someone who left a smile on their face and just made their day a little bit better.
Usually I ask players that are going off into college what they're going to miss the most about being able to live at home and the home cooked meals and the life skills that their parents have. I'm gonna flip that on its head a little bit. What do you think is going to be something that your parents miss the most about having you in the house? I'm going to be able to flip that on you a little bit.
Um, it's funny you asked that because my mom, like every day, she freaks out. She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do when you're not here. Um, I don't know. I feel like my mom and I are super close. So whenever she like gets off of work, I'm like the first person she'll call. So I feel like she's gonna have a hard time, but I take care of the dogs a lot, so I feel like they might struggle with that. And I always blast music in the house and I'm dancing around. So I feel like just being my silly self, they're gonna miss that a lot.
They're not gonna know what to do with all the non-music. You might
I
you
know.
might get them randomly blasting up stereo. Um, ha- One of the things that we want to ask for the last question of these profiles, we do it with every single one of them. We get the player to take the limelight off themselves a little bit, shine on the people that support them, that have their back, that get them through the journey. So, last time we get to talk to you before you graduate, and I want to give you the last chance to give out your thanks and your shout outs.
Yeah, I owe it all to Coach Tony and Coach McKenna and my teammates. I would not be the player or person I am today with all of their love and support and pushing me to be the person I am. And obviously my parents and my sister, they have been my huge support system my entire life. Um, God, just because I have questioned my athletic ability a lot and I turn to him, question him, but he's always there for me. My dogs, they take all my balls in the backyard, but I always play catch with them, so I have to owe it to them sometimes. And just everyone around me, the community, always supporting me with all of my journey.
Ella, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of this season. I know you're gearing up for a long tournament run. We hope it goes as long as it possibly can. We wish you the best of luck in that and your future endeavors. We can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.